Hi, this is Christy Wellborn. Thanks for listening to EstesParkRadio.com. I'd like to welcome back Kay Rosenthal, Dr. Kay we call her. Welcome back to EstesParkRadio.com. So nice to see you.
I'm so happy to be here. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's fun to be on the radio and I love it.
How's your summer going?
Oh, fabulous.
It's going so fast, isn't it?
Isn't it? That's the bad news.
That's the bad news.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, you were going to talk about goals today.
I am, you know me, I'm so goal-oriented.
But that's so good. We've talked about small goals and long-term goals.
Yes.
I like those short-term goals. Those work for me.
Yeah. So this is a class that I listened in on from Peak Potentials, and it talks about just setting your intention and how that has to do with your goal setting. And I liked it because they use the word intention, and it's like your life is in tension.
Yes, intention.
Attention.
Yes, it's tense.
So if you have an intention, then you know where you want to go, and you're going to get there. So focusing on where you want to go and setting your intention. Because it's kind of like a bungee cord, and you want to know where you're aiming for.
Yes.
So then all the tension seeks to be relieved. So you can either move to what you want, or you can move away from what you want, or you can move what you want by moving that closer to you. So making it easier to achieve. So you have all these options. So one of the things that I like with setting powerful intentions or setting goals is it really clears your barriers. And it gets you out of old habits.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like 8 o'clock, I watch TV. Well, that's not very productive, and it's not very helpful for your goals. So it's like trying to get rid of, well, what would I replace that habit with?
Right.
So taking a class online, or reading a book, or going out for a walk, or, you know, whatever. So if you're working on your health, getting up and doing the walk would be the proper action. And then it just helps you move and act towards that intention. And so the other thing they talk about is everything is energy. And I like that concept because, you know, if you don't have any energy, then you're not alive anymore. So
True.
It really is about everything being energy and just putting emotion behind these intentions. And so you're adding the why. So then he also talks about declarations to offset fear or doubt, and some people call those positive affirmations. He likes the word declaration better because it's more, I'm going to do it, instead of the fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
That strategy works as well.
We're all familiar with that one.
We are. So he has you act in spite of fear, act in spite of doubt, act in spite of inconvenience, act in spite of worry. So it's really just take action. So know where you want to go and then take action. So he asks you to set some goals like wellness, health and fitness goals. So mine is I do yoga once a day in my 30 minutes to grace, and I do that every morning. And then if there's a time where I can't do it in the morning, then I do it in the afternoon or in the evening before I go to bed. And why you want to do that? Well, my fear, my concern, my worry is that I might get tired of doing this. And so I'm going to set my goal to change it up a little bit. So I've added different breathing exercises and I've added different yoga moves. And so I've been doing it. In February it will be 2 years. So
Okay.
I've really been doing it for quite a while. And so I do my 30 days to grace daily, and I act in spite of fear. And my action is that just every day I do it. And then some people will set one about relationships. So my daughter's not in Estes anymore, so I like to talk to her at least once a week. And you'd think that'd be pretty simple.
No.
But it's not if you don't set a date and a time. And you know, why do I want to do that? Well, I want to keep a connection with her. And I think, you know, some people talk daily, but I never have talked to the kids daily, so except for when they were in the house. But, you know, when I went away to college, I don't remember when I called my mother. So I like to talk to my own mother once a week. So my fear and my concern and my worry is that it's hard to reach her. I don't know when it's a good time to call her. Well, that's the advantage of cell phones, because you can just leave a message. And if it's not a good time, they're not going to pick it up.
Exactly.
So just leave a message, and then act in spite of that fear, because they do want to talk to you, but they also do want to talk to you when it's convenient and when it works in for them. So some people might set a spiritual connection, some kind of universal connection or religious connection. Setting a goal in those kind of parameters would be nice. So for some people it might just be taking a walk in this beautiful nature. For other people it might be going to church or to the synagogue or the mosque or whatever their particular faith is. And then you have to think, why do I want to do that? What do I get out of that? Well, I get a lot of spiritual and social connection. That's the only place I see some of the people.
Right.
It's odd. You live in a small town and sometimes you never see people.
And then you'll see them at everywhere you go for like 2 days.
For a week. Exactly. So you think about what's your fear and your concern and your worry, and then you set that declaration that I'm going to go to church every week or every other week, or maybe you just want to go once a month, or maybe you want to take a hike once a month or once a week, whatever that is for you. And then you act in spite of fear, and then you act in that next week. And so I usually have little notes all over these to say, yeah, I did it. I have a thing called a control journal, and it's just got all my goals and my intentions. And then I try to say, which of these did I meet? And I try to do 5 of them every day.
Every day?
Every day. So, sometimes you don't get all 5, but then you think of, well, what were some of the other successes that I did? And sometimes it's just doing the laundry or emptying the dishwasher, but you've got a lot of successes. And so take the little ones as well as the bigger ones that just help you. So then, some people set financial goals. So what would that look like? Where do you want to be a year from now? Mine is always by Christmas where I want to be. And why are we doing that? Well, for some people, we're trying to create a legacy. We want to make a difference. We want to be able to make contributions. The fear, the concern is the worry that, who knows what the stock market's going to do, or what your job might do, or
always changing.
Yeah, what your health might do. So you just put that out there that yes, all those things could happen, but I'm going to make that declaration anyway towards my my financial health. And then you act in spite of fear, and then do something for that in the next week. And then some people will be interested in working on their business and career. Others have already retired, so they just get to think about their play.
That's a nice thing to think about.
Doesn't that sound good? And mine is I want to work because I want to work. I don't want to go because it's a job or because I feel like I have to. Or
You want to like
go.
or love what you do.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be there. And you've seen the bumper sticker, I owe, it's off to work I go. So I'm trying not to be in that position, but to go because I want to be there to make a difference and do something with my life. And so I can help, hundreds or thousands of people, depending on how big your work setting is. And then, of course, you always have fears and worries. And so you set a declaration about why do you want to do that. And then you act in spite of fear and act within the next week on that as well. So if you're not acting on your intention, you're either acting towards it or you're acting away from it. And if you're not doing action, then you're in a state of inaction. And you're either in motion or you're in immobility. And that's why I like his piece about acting in spite of fear, in spite of doubt, in spite of worry, because sometimes you're making some decisions that are very uncomfortable, and it's like, well, if I don't make that decision, I'm not going to move forward. If I make that decision, even if it's wrong, I'm going to have moved forward. And then if it's wrong, the other thing he says is ready, fire, aim. And my whole life, I've gotten ready, and I've aimed, and then you never fire because it's never perfect, it's never exactly, it's never just the right time. So this is get ready, go ahead and fire, and then adjust your aim. So if that was wrong, then okay, next time what am I going to do? And just adjust it. And so I thought that was really, it's scary to be in them.
It is scary. It is scary.
But it helps you act,
Mhm.
because we get so stuck with acting, with not inaction. Yeah.
You mentioned something in an earlier interview about, I wish I could find the words, the right wording. It was something about what's stopping you. It's
Yes.
like you're your own little bubble.
Yes.
There's nobody there holding you down when you're trying to make a change. Or do you remember when we talked about
I do.
that? Or when you're making a goal.
Yes.
It's like there's nothing here except for whatever you're putting up.
Exactly.
What's stopping you. And I
Yes.
think about that a lot
Yeah.
after you said that.
So that was at a Peak Potential workshop, and it would be a really interesting thing to do with about 5 or 6 people.
Mm.
And so you stand in the middle of a circle, and you tell them anything that you think is stopping you from doing something. And then you stand in the middle and you say, like, I can handle it. So maybe you're afraid, oh, the stock market is going to crash. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your health. You just think of all the things you're worried about,
Mhm.
and then you stand in the center and you say, I can handle it. So you have all these people whispering that to you, and you turn to each one of them. They whisper that in your ear.
They're whispering you your fears?
The negative
The negative,
part.
okay.
And you're going, I can handle it. I can handle it. I can handle it. As you're hearing this, shh, 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 shh. And what it is they're acting like your brain. Because don't you get all kinds of messages like that all day long?
All day long.
Negative, 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 negative. And you're just standing there in the middle of that. And you say, I can handle it. I can handle it. I can handle it. And then when you decide to break out, they're not to give you any resistance, because it's just your head giving these messages. There is really nothing to keep you from doing what you want to do. So you just break out.
That's it, yes.
And it is so awesome, because you're just like, oh my God, it is just the crazy stuff that I have in my head, the negative self-talk that is keeping me trapped. But I don't need that, and I can just walk out of it and go do what I need to do.
That's kind of, I've gotten into a habit the last few weeks of starting out my day a certain way, and it puts it on a very negative course.
Okay.
And I couldn't help myself. And yesterday I just said, no, I'm not starting out that way. I don't need to hear that. I know I
Exactly.
refuse to accept that. I'm going to start out, and I had a great day.
Fabulous.
You know, so it's our own head games.
It's totally.
Oh, gosh.
That's why I like to do this 30-minute program in the morning,
Mhm.
because it sets me. I've already done 5 minutes of breathing. I've already done 15 minutes of yoga. I've done 5 minutes of journaling and 5 minutes of meditation. And I'm just like peaceful. And then I can go to work and work to maintain that.
And you can handle it.
I can handle it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk to you, I automatically just relax a little bit. I just love talking with you.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
I
thanks
love
for
being
sharing
here.
all that. Goals are important.
They
and-
are important.
I like that. Ready, shoot. Ready, fire, aim.
Ready, fire,
Okay,
aim.
I'm thinking that a lot.
And I'm new to that, so I don't always do it, but I'm working really hard to just go ahead and do that. It's a new behavior, and it works when you use it.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
And we hope to talk with you again real soon.
Yes, I'd love it.
Kay Rosenthal, Dr. K. You're listening to EstesParkRadio.com.